Hey, what up everybody, it's Arrow here. We are back with another Dead Cells run. Now I didn't do the run before this where I grabbed the cursed sword and then died pretty much immediately. So here we are, jumping off this one. Twin daggers immediately to a bunch of elites. Boom. I love this one, it was so much fun to do. Look at that, love those guys, the shooters. So I chopped up this video pretty heavily. It lasted like 50 minutes or so, so I doubled the speed. Chopping it up so you can see some of the highlights. Promenade is pretty boring at this point, so just a few things here. I've got one of my favorite weapons here, which is great since we're headed to toxic sewers next, and this is extremely helpful because every time you back an enemy up against the wall, obviously you're doing crits. Bam, 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 love this. But let's jump right into the toxic sewers. Alright, so I'm just going to cut out the second portion here. I picked up Frenzy. Of course, I'm worried about taking a few hits here and there, as I usually do from the flyers, so a little bit of life is definitely going to help. But really the big thing here is the speed. I actually do clear this area pretty quick and don't take a ton of damage. So a couple jumps there. Elites. Yeah, I actually thought I was going to die here. You see I get down to 1 hit point. Grab an amulet and use a potion, because I think I would have died had I not. I debated whether trying to get through it or not, but I'm just not quite good enough to not take any damage. One of these days, I watch the cursed sword runs that some people do, and it's crazy. I always wonder how long it took them, so I'm cataloging this to see how long it actually takes me. I think this is run 8 or 9 at 3 boss cells right now. I don't video everyone, but I try to get most of them. All the major runs I definitely keep. I think it's important, and something I just kind of want for myself. You know, kind of see how I'm doing and how long it takes. So if anyone's curious, hey, if I wanted to get through Dead Cells, how many days would I have to play in order to achieve that goal? And you can see by these runs, a good run, I do about 1 or 2 a day, and a good run takes me about 40 minutes or so, maybe an hour if I get pretty far. So right now, basically, I'm just going around collecting money because I want to be able to upgrade things and try to get a few synergies on my weapon and with the things that I use. So, love the powered grenade. Love that thing. And of course, mushroom bow is good, but sometimes it's not. If you're in like fractured shrines or something where there's a lot of ledges and you can knock enemies off, it's actually extremely useful. But for the small enemies, Owl's really good because he's just going to destroy him. So we'll move on, upgrade a few things, grab combo, probably one of the best damage dealers in the game that I have seen, and we will just move on. So seriously, the worst part about this level is the, at least for me, are the mushrooms. They really make the floors difficult to work with. So annoying more than anything, but honestly at this point, that tends to be where I take the most damage. It was a kind of a fun elite fight there. I wish they had more, honestly. Standard enemies are alright, but they're just kind of annoying. I like the elites and things that are a lot harder to deal with. So right now I'm just kind of getting the highlights of things. The tentacles obviously suck. I kind of have a strategy that works for me. I've watched a few videos on how people actually deal with those. I haven't quite got it yet with the shield and timing the blockings down. So I That's something that probably should work on. So right now I just kind of roll through them, and then they go back in the ground. They come up, and then they're a single tentacle that stands in place, and then I kill them from there. So not bad. Another scroll. We're at 10-3-3 now. And I think that puts us at 10-3-4. Yep. Yeah, this fight, I remember this one. This one was not fun. So luckily I was able to back him in the corner and actually do the damage that needed. And of course, the stupid mushroom, as always. So you can see with the bird, he's basically killing all these bomber guys here, and that is really nice. And as usual, I take a point or two of damage from the, I don't know what that is, like the poison on the ground? Is that what you call it? So we'll just jump ahead here to the end, because really not a whole lot happens. I kill a few enemies, boom, go up, get in the door. Skipped a few things in there. Really was nothing. I go back and grab a few more pieces for money. That's it, for the gold. The loot, I don't even know what they use in this game. So this is, I don't tend to chop up boss fights, so you can see it in whole. I think this one took me a lot longer than it should have. It seems like it's a lot quicker when I speed it up. So if I'm going to Conjunctivius, usually I like to have something like Tesla Coil or some sort of trap on the ground that's going to deal damage to the tentacles. A lot of times it prevents them from actually getting to where I'm at. It makes it a lot easier to deal with, as opposed to having to dodge through them or block them as they come around. So you can see here, I'm not really getting a lot of hits in. I'm just kind of jumping around, and it's really annoying. Like, really annoying. And there we go, the one thing that you don't want to have to happen if you take too long on this fight. There we go. An execution, always a good one to get. Grab some loot, get a few things, get fragments here. Perfect, so we're 12-3-4 when we leave. So this is one of these levels I'm trying to get better at. I'm just not that great yet. The enemies still get me. And I'm learning, so it's a bit slow, so I chopped this up because it is actually just kind of boring to watch. And who wants to watch a boring video? Just go around and you can see everything get executed here. Obviously, still taking quite a bit of damage. So you can tell, you can see the skill level, right? And that's kind of what I'm tracking here. Is you can see the skill level as I'm not used to dealing with these enemies a lot. So not used to the mechanics, even though I know the mechanics, it doesn't come like second nature. That I'm smacking them around, right? This level itself, you're going to see I'm not very familiar with how the mechanics of the level itself works. So you see me running back and forth a lot, looking at things. These guys in particular, in fact, I think I die here fairly soon. Not this guy, it's another one just like him. And I'm just not used to the attack. I let my life get too low, thinking that I'm okay. I wasn't. I just get smacked in the back here. I don't know, like another 30 seconds or so. I thought I was doing great, right? Hit the switch. So now we're going back through the level, of course, with kind of upgraded monsters or mobs, right? That's what we say. And I can tell I'm not alone life, about halfway through, and look at that. Look at that ground smash right there. And that's what did me in. So thank you guys for watching, and we will catch back up with you on the next one, Dead Cells Run. This is Arrow. Peace out.